Hi guys, this is Fabien, and in this video I'm going to share with you mistakes that you need to avoid if right now you are texting a woman that you like. You met her, I don't know, from you got her number from Tinder, Hinge, happened, you met her during the day through a party or whatever. Avoid those mistakes if you want to make sure to see her. Mistake number one, ask too many questions. Don't do that. I know that especially if you haven't met her yet, okay, you got her phone number from Tinder, Hinge, or on dating apps. Don't ask more than two questions at the same time. If you don't know what to say, make instead assumptions. You can say, for example, Vanessa, you look like someone who enjoy Italian food. You seems to be someone who is into nature. Some guys, are just sending me their conversations, screenshots of their conversation for me to break down and to help them. I see these mistakes too many times. Guys are just asking 3, 4, 5 questions, okay, in a row this way. Women in general, they are lazy, okay? So try to make things easier for them, okay? So make assumptions instead of asking too many questions. Mistake number two, spending way too much time texting before meeting her, or the opposite, asking her out after only a few messages. I've seen a lot of conversations from my students that I'm having right now and that I got also in the past, where they are just asking the woman out after just 3 or 4 messages. This is not enough, okay? You are just a stranger. If you are chatting with this girl with a dating app, she doesn't know anything about you, okay? This is not safe for her to go even on a public place for a cafe, for a tea, for cocktails or whatever, if you are just asking her out after just 3 or 4 messages. And the opposite as well. So for example, if you're spending way too much time texting her, realize that texting is just about giving a glimpse, okay, giving a sample of your personality, and then you figure out the logistics, okay? And how do you do this? You don't ask her, for example, hey, are you free Tuesday at 7 p.m? No, okay. What you are doing if you want to ask, the best way to ask a woman out for a date, you just throw a hook, okay, what I call a hook. You are just writing to her, hey, I don't mind typing, but what about we keep exploring our personalities around hot chocolate if you are in winter? If you are in summer, around the tastiest cocktails, okay, or something like that. Or you can write to her, hey, I don't mind typing, but what about checking if we have chemistry in person? That's all. You are not asking her right now about if she's free on Monday, on Tuesday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. No, you are just throwing a hook this way. What you need to do is just pay attention if she replies back something like, hey, okay, sounds good. And then after you can just figure out the place and the date. If she doesn't reply to this, that means that it's way too early for her to go out with you. And if she does reply, that means that it's a good timing, so that's good. You are the kind of guy who are asking women way too early after just 3 or 4 messages. Realize that for women, especially online with dating apps, you are a complete stranger. She doesn't know anything about you. So this is not safe for her to meet you after only a 3 or 4 messages, okay? So you need to give her more glimpses, okay, more samples of your personality. Try to search if you have things in common. You can talk also about travels, about food, about new experiences. These are the type of topics that women love to talk about. They love also to talk about themselves. So how do you make them talking about themselves? You are not just, typing her hey, so tell me more about you. No, you don't do that. How do you do that? For example, she writes you and she's telling you that she loves salsa. You can just ask her, interesting. So what do you enjoy the most about salsa? Okay, how do you feel when you are dancing? These are 2 powerful questions that you can start using when you want to make women speaking about themselves. Mistake number 3, and before I'm going to reveal to you guys this mistake, hit the subscribe button if you like my style, if you like my content, because I'm going to share with you very, very soon a lot of contents on how to date, how to meet, how to attract the woman of your dreams, high quality woman. If you want to have a serious and nice relationship, you are here at the right place. So hit the button, subscribe, and let's go further. Mistake number 3 is responding too fast or too late, okay? Ideally, what you want to do is that you want to have the same rhythm than the girl. For example, a girl is like replying to you after 2 or 3 days, but doesn't mean that she's not interested to you, okay? Don't mess up with this, okay? It's super important. A girl can reply to you after 3 days and she's still interested by you or meeting you, and the opposite, like for example, a woman can reply to you after 1 hour or like immediately, but she's not interested into meeting you, okay? So for me, like what is important is for you to adapt your rhythm. If the girl is replying to you after 2 or 3 days, you wait 2 or 3 or maybe 4 days before you reply back. If the woman that you are talking to right now, she replies fast, almost immediately, or 1 hour or later, what you try to do, you are trying to, well, you reply when you can, obviously, if you are, well, it depends on the kind of work what you are doing, but you can reply just after an hour or 2, okay? But don't get this wrong. Don't think that because the girl, she replies to you super fast or immediately, but she's more into you than a girl who is taking her time, who is, I don't know, for whatever reasons, she's taking 2 to 3 days. But this is super important for you to understand that you need to have the same rhythm than the girl. If you are replying immediately to a girl who takes 2 to 3 days to reply to you, it's not going to work. With the opposite, you know, it's the same. Like if you are taking 2 to 3 days to reply to a woman who is replying to you fast or immediately or after 1 hour or 2, she's not going to be interested either. Mistake number 4, don't send too many messages or messages who like have maybe 5, 6, 7 lines, you know, within one messages. Make space, make things easier for women, especially like if you are chatting with them on dating apps, you know, they like received a lot of attention from guys and a lot of messages. So make things easier for them. Make space, send maybe between 1 to 3 messages maximum and try to write maybe between 3 to 5 lines per messages maximum, okay? Make things easier for them. Because even if the girl is interested, you know, at some point, if you are just sending to her and writing to her like with huge messages, okay, with like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 lines, at some point, you know, she's just gonna give up. Even if she was interested by to talk to you at the first place, at some point she's just gonna give up, okay? And she will assume that you are the kind of guy who is only talking about himself. So she would just assume by that if she's meeting you for coffee, you will be the only one talking, okay? Only talking about yourself. So make space, send maybe 1 to 3 messages maximum, okay, and between 3 to 5 lines per messages maximum. Make things easier for girls. Mistake number 5 is using too much emojis. And this is something, you know, that made me laugh because sometimes when I'm like breaking down interactions, like conversations from my students, I can see that they are using emojis in every sentences, okay? You are not 15 years old anymore. You are not a teenager anymore. You are a mature man, okay? So you can use, especially the winking face, you know, this one, you can use this one, but don't like put an emoji after every sentence. Is super important, okay? You are a man, you are not a teenager anymore, so forget about the fact to put an emoji at every sentences. Mistake number 6, don't be too boring. Avoid the hey, what's up, hey, how's it going, this kind of messages, okay? If you want to know how she is, ask her this instead. What good things has happened to you recently? What good things has happened to you last weekend, okay? Or what good things are you planning to do this coming weekend? Those questions are more powerful. Why? Because they are like open questions, okay? The girl cannot simply reply to you like, oh yeah, good, oh okay, or like, okay, she needs to invest a minimum. So use this type of questions if you want to get more information from her. The goal of texting is not to text for hours. After you have connected, after you have like, you know, searched for clicks, you are searching for things that you have in commons, you need to plan something. At least send to her a proposition. Like I said earlier in this video, you can just simply throw a hook like, hey, it would be nice to, you know, explore our personalities around a warm coffee. Hey, it would be nice to check if we have some good vibes and some chemistry around tasty cocktails. That's all, okay? You wait for her, you send the hook and then you wait for her to reply. If she agrees, she's like, okay, sounds cool, when do you want? then good. You just need to figure out more the logistic, when and where, but don't be too boring. Avoid the hey, what's up, hey, how's it going, this kind of messages. And the last mistake to avoid is spelling mistakes, okay? Obviously, like as you can hear, English is not my first language, but I try to do my best when I'm writing to girls in English, and I try to avoid spelling mistakes. You are not 15 years old anymore, like I'd said earlier. You are not a teenager anymore, you are a mature man. So avoid like spelling mistakes. Take the time to write to the woman that you are writing to, okay? And one thing that I can share with you now about time management. So you can check your Tinder, your WhatsApp, your Bumble, like whatever, like just twice a day, okay? At lunch and when you are at home, for example. This way, like you will save a lot of time and a lot of like mental energy when you decide specifically to reply to everyone only, for example, twice or 3 times a day. And since you are taking the time only twice per day or 3 times per day to reply to everyone, you can really like take your time to avoid spelling mistakes. Super important. You are not a teenager anymore, you are a mature man, and obviously if you are doing a lot of spelling mistakes, she is going to assume that you don't know how to like speak well, how to communicate. So in general, like women will ghost you, okay, will stop replying just because you are doing spelling mistakes. And if you are doing spelling mistakes because maybe you are like texting way too many girls, or maybe because you're in a rush or whatever, just take the time, okay? Decide once or twice per day, you sit, you take out your phone and you think about, okay, which type of reply that you can send, and you check your spelling mistakes. Let me know in the comments which tips was the most useful for you, and obviously let me know about the results that you are getting, okay? I'm reading every comment, so let me know also if you are struggling at the moment right now with something else than this. Let me know in the comments and it will be a pleasure for me to reply and to help you.